पेंसिल नहीं अम्मा
पेंसिल లేదు దాని మీద అక్కడ పెట్టేసి చూడు వచ్చేసి
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavats.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सह गणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's Bhakti Vedanta Sutras class. So in the last class, we were discussing 6 Tatparya Lingas. I hope all of you remember that. So today we are going to use those. So 6 Tatparya Lingas, Upakrama, Upasamhara, Abhyasa. So next, Apurvata, Phalam, Arthavada, Upapatti. So these are the 6 different lingas. Why we are discussing these lingas? My voice is audible? Yeah. So why we use these 6 lingas? What is why we came to discussion of this? That I will explain today. In the previous Adhikarana, we came to know there is Dvaitam. There is Dvaitam. Dvaitam means 2. We finally established Brahman means Ishvara, not Jiva. Brahman is not Jiva. Because Purvapakshi was saying Brahman, Athato Brahma Jignasa, in this sutra, Brahma means what we took, what Purvapakshi was telling. Purvapakshi was telling that is Jivatma. So they have their own grounds. So then finally we refuted that, and we also gave the explanation, proper explanation for their misunderstanding of that second valli of that's Anandavalli of the Taittiriya Upanishad. So ultimately from this whole exercise we understood Jivatma is different, Ishvara is different. Dvaitam is there, 2 are there. Yes, if Jivatma and Ishvara is there, there is no difference, then Purvapakshi point is correct. But we rejected Purvapakshi point means we are accepting Dvaitam. Yes, we are rejecting the Jivatma and we are saying Brahman means here Ishvara. This clearly establishing that there is a difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. So from here onwards, so we have to further proceed. There is a difference between Jiva and Ishvara. What here this Shastrayonitvadikaranam. This Mula is with you, all of you? Mula? Yes. In diacritics it is clear. Shastrayonitvadikaranam. So Mula you can check actually in that word file. Shastrayonitvadikaranam 1.1.3. Upakramopasamhara Abhyaso Purvata Phalam Arthavadopapatti cha Lingam Tatparya Nirnaye iti yani Shastrani Tatparya nirnetruni shad vidani lingani smritani. That means to decide the conclusions of the Shastra or scriptures, there are 6 lingas are counted. 6 lingas are counted. So what are those? Upakram upasamhara, abhyasa apurvata phalam, arthavada upapatti. Tani api dvaite eva vilokyante. Tani api dvaite eva vilokyante. What it mean? They also conclude in dvaitam. Tani api is said. They also, that means all the 6 lingas of the Tatparya are also concluding in Dvaitam. That means, or otherwise, they are also showing Dvaitam. Generally, lingas they show. So, what they are showing? Lingas, generally, Tatparya lingas show what? Tatparyam, that means conclusion. So that conclusion is Dvaitam or Advaitam? That is Dvaitam. आप अपना बुक निकालिए. So you people please open your Vasu's book. An important maxim of interpretation. That's in PDF 26th page. So upakramopasamhara abhyasopapurvata. So here, in interpreting a text, there are certain maxims to be observed. One of those is laid down in the following verse. So upakramopasamhara abhyasopu apurvata phalam arthavadopapattischa patticha lingam tatpari nirnaye. The beginning, the conclusion, the repetition, peculiarity, the object, the explanation of purpose or glorification, and so upapatti. So upapatti means so suitableness. But what we saw in that upapatti, it's otherwise you can also say upapatti is so substantiating statements, substantiation, establishing. So these are the 6 Tatparya lingas. Now, applying all these 6 marks or indicators of interpretation. Interpretation means Tatparya. Applying all these 6 lingas of Tatparya to Upanishad text, we find that they all lead to the conclusion that Jiva is different from Brahman. That's the point, na? According to our exercise, what we did in the second Adhikarana, we saw the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. Even if you apply these 6 lingas to the scriptures, so they also so saying about Dvaitam only. That means according to the 6 Tatparya lingas, so what is the final? That means what is the Tatparya? That is Dvaitam. Okay. So how that means if you apply on Upanishad statements, these 6 lingas. So then according to the 6 lingas, what is the final thing? That means conclusion or the Tatparya. The Tatparya is Dvaitam only. That means the difference between Jiva and Ishvara is established. So this is the thing we are seeing here. So just we are applying on some Upanishads, these 6 lingas. What is that Upanishad statement? So we are taking the 2 statements of Upanishad. Generally, we apply Tatparya lingas on some section. Yes, we generally apply this Tatparya lingas on some section of the Upanishads. We take some section of Upanishads. Which Upanishad? Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Shvetashvatara Upanishad we are taking. In that also what? 4.6 and 4.7. Shvetashvatara Upanishad 4.6. These 2 statements we are taking. On these 2 statements, so we are applying the Upakrama and Upasamhara. Sorry, this is 6 Tatparya lingas and trying to see that the difference between Jiva is established or not. The difference between Jiva and Ishvara is established or not, we are going to see. Okay, that is the task. We learned in the previous class the definition of 6 Tatparya lingas. Today we are applying those 6 Tatparya lingas on Shvetashvatara Upanishad. So 4.6 and 4.7 statements and trying to find so what is the conclusion? So the conclusion should be the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. Conclusion means Tatparya or intent. क्या बोलते हैं conclusion को? तात्पर्य को intent बोलते हैं क्या? Tatparyam in English. Can anyone search and tell me?
It means the import.
Huh? Import.
Yeah. What should be, what it is.
I'm not able to hear.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you can hear me now?
Yeah, bit.
Yeah, the different
Bit
synonyms is, the different synonyms is the import or the intention, or you can even refer to as the purport. All of this.
Purport.
Yes. You can refer to the Tatparya means the same.
Prabhu?
Tatparya means the same, Prabhu. It has all these 3 different meanings.
Purport?
It means the purport. It also means the import, and also it means the conclusion. All the three.
Okay. So we'll take purport, okay?
Yeah.
So purport we can take. So let us see those two statements of Svetasvatara Upanishad. This is given in the Vasu completely. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samana vruksham parishasvajate tayoranya pippalam swadvat anashnan anyo vichakashiti samane vrukshe purusho nimagno nishaya shochati muhyamanaha justam yada pashyatanyam isham asya mahimanam iti vita shokaha. The English translation is like this. We have to apply now 6 Tatparya Lingas on this text. So, but first of all, see the meaning. Dva Suparna, that means 2 birds. Suparna means 2 birds. Birds. Dva means two birds. Sayuja. Sayuja means inseparable. Always together. Friends. Samanam Vruksham Parishvajate. Friends, cling to the same tree. So they are sitting on the same tree. So tayoho anyaha, one of them. That means there are 2. One of them, pippalam swadu atti. That means atti means eats. One of them eats. Pippalam means the sweet fruits of the tree. Anyaha. Anyaha. Sorry. Swadu atti anashnan. Anashnan means not eating. Anashnan means not eating, without eating. Anashnan anyaha abhichakashiti. That means another one. Anya means here another one. Among these 2, one is eating that sweet fruit of the tree. The other looks at it without eating. Anashnan means without eating. Abhichakashiti means looks. So the other, that means anyaha. Okay. This is the first statement of our section. Second, samane vrukshe, that means on the same tree, purushaha, a man, nimagnaha, so sits, anishaya sochati muhyamanaha. So a man sits grieving, immersed, bewildered by his own impotence. Anisha. Anishaya means, Isha means Isha, controller. And Anisha means that means not able to control. That means he is not a potent person. Impotent. Impotency is there. Samane vrukshe purusha nimagnaha. So being immersed. That means immersed in what? In eating that fruit. And sochati means grieving, is lamenting. And also muhyamana, bewildered. And anishaya, so by his own impotence. So now final meaning is, on the same tree a man sits grieving, immersed, bewildered by his own impotence. He is a very incapable person. Yada, but pashyati anyam isham asya. Mahimanam iti vita shokaha. Yada pashyati, when he sees anyam, that means other anyam isham, that means so other isha, controller, controller otherwise. Mahimanam, it means he is very powerful, that another one. So, and knows his glory. Then Vita Shokaha, his grief passes away. This is the meaning. This is the meaning of this one. It's clear. So one bird is what it is doing, eating, and another is looking at, and that one is Anisha. Anisha means impotent and bewildered, and also immersed in eating and lamenting all the time. But when this person sees another one, this bird whichever is the bird which is busy in eating, that bird, when he sees towards the another bird, then what will happen? Then that bird will be coming out from the grief. Vita shokaha. So now you apply this upakrama upasamhara. These two mantras are there. Upanishad. And these two apply the upakrama upasamhara abhyasa and apurvata arthavada and upapatti. Actually, Vedanta has to study early morning, 7 o'clock. It's the wrong time, really. Wrong time. Students also very less. Why? समझ में नहीं आ रहा है actually. I know that. बोलिए अभी. कम से कम कुछ तो सीखना चाहिए. धीरे-धीरे आएगा कुछ. Life is meant for learning.
Prabhuji, in our part of the world, we do Srimad Bhagavatam also in the evening.
Mataji?
In our part of the world, we study everything in the evening.
Everything in evening? Huh?
Evening. Yeah.
Achha. Evening is actually, time is also very important. We were studying in the Bhakti Vedanta class in Vaddogi. So, things in mode of goodness. So early morning is Brahma Murta is in mode of goodness actually. So afternoon time is in passion and evening is ignorance. Ignorance actually. Especially Vedanta Sutra, which is such a highly subject matter. Important. It should be learned in early morning anyway. We're trying. Okay, tell me, what is the Upakrama? आप लोग बोलिए, हम सुनेंगे थोड़ा. I will hear.
I'm reading from the Vasu book, Prabhuji.
You can see and tell also. Explain, no problem from there.
The two birds.
Ah.
So they're saying it's Dvaitam showing Dvaitam. So that's the introductory.
Two birds, yes. Da Suparna. Two birds is the introductory statement. And what is the conclusion? As Upasamhara.
There it is referred as Anyam Isham, also showing that there is a difference. The Lord is different from the first or the other person.
Prabhu, Ramakrishna Prabhu, your voice is very low. It's really very low.
Hare Krishna,
Maybe
Prabhu.
your mic.
Is it better now?
Little
Are you
bit,
hearing?
yeah. I will
Okay.
also use from my side.
I'm actually
Okay.
shouting at the top of my voice.
1 second, Prabhu.
We can hear you, Prabhuji.
But I'm not able to hear, so that's why I'm keeping earphones.
I must please my master, so I can shout. Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Thank
Now
you.
it's clear
Thank you.
because I think it is clear for all of you also. It's more clear,
Yes,
no?
Prabhu.
Yes.
Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. If you are satisfied, we are
Yeah,
satisfied. Yes.
sure.
Prabhu, the Anyam Isham, referring to this point, which is a conclusion, which says that, I'm also reading from the Vasu's book, where it says that the other one who is the Lord. So the first one was talking about two, showing the duality, and the conclusion also says duality.
Anyam. That means there is one more is there. Anyam means another, other. So that means there is one more. So that means conclusion is also talking about the difference, Veda. Okay. That means from the Upakrama Upasamhara. So this linga, by using this linga in this section, by applying this on this section, so we got the purport. What is that purport? The purport is Veda. Veda. Okay. Now others can apply next one. Abhyasa. Who will apply? Upakrama Upasamhara Abhyasa. Next, Apurvata Phalam Arthavada Upapatti. What is highly repeated in this? Which word?
About the second bird.
Again and again, what is repeated here?
The activities of the Anyor, the second word, which is eating, looking, and surveying, like that. So that is being talked about, which says that Tayor Anyaha Pipalam Swadhyati, and then also Anyo Abhikshati. Then also we can see that Vrukshe Purusho Nimagno, so one who is fully attached. Muhyamanaha, so these words which refers to that activity of that second word.
Activity of second word is repeated. The repetition, if you see this first line, Dva Supurna Sayuja. That means Dva, that means two, means Veda. Here in this line, we are seeing Veda. Tayoho Anyaha. Tayoho means two is said once again. Anyaha. This Veda. Tayoho is representing Veda. Anya is representing Veda. And Anya is once again Anya is coming. Is Veda. And Purushaha Nimagnaha Anishaha. So by this and Isha, another is Isha and is Anisha. Once again, Veda is represented, is repeated. So Anyam, here also one more Anyam is used. That means Veda. So that means in these two mantras you are seeing again and again, what is repeated? What is again and again it is repeated? What thing is repeated again and again?
The second word is separate, like from the
Veda.
first.
Veda.
No,
The
the difference is being stressed.
Difference is being stressed actually. So that's why based upon the abhyasa, that means abhyasa means, so in that section what is most of the times repeated, so that can be the purport. So if through abhyasa, so what can be the, if you see the purport of this section through abhyasa, so what can be that? That is Veda. Veda, that means difference between the two words. Okay, Ishvara and Jiva. Okay, it is clear. Abhyasa. Next one is what? Apurvata. Namrich Prabhu, please try. What is Apurvata?
So the uniqueness, it is the first time it is like mentioned.
that means which is not known to us by our day-to-day, through the day-to-day life, which is unknown thing and which is known after reading those statements only. Yeah. That is only na apurvata.
Yes, Prabhu. So the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara is the uniqueness in here.
So here, yes, Ishvara sambandhi vedasya shastram vina apraptehe apurvata. So if we don't have shastra, let us take, there are no shastras, and jivas, we are all jivas. Can we come to know that there is one more entity is there like us, and he is also so somewhat different, he is similar like us, but he is also different, but he's similar means there is a difference. If you say two things are similar, means difference is there or not? Two means difference. Similarity always establishes duality, dvaitam. So that is not known. Like you can know, you can easily know mobile, you can know fan, you can know house, building, all these. There is no need to have any scriptures. You can know eating, you can know sleeping, you can know all this. But you don't know the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara without guidance of the scriptures. So that's why here the difference so between the Jiva and Ishvara can be the apurvata. Okay. Ishvara sambandhi bhedasya shastram vina apraptehi. That means otherwise we think that ourselves as Ishvara. Yes or no? Everyone how they think, I am the master, I am the proprietor, I am. So but there is really Ishvara is there and you are different from him. So that difference is known through only the Shastra. So that's why here apurvata, that means the difference, whatever is mentioned in this section, can be apurvata. So okay, through apurvata indicator also, the purport of this section can be the difference between Jiva and Ishvara. It's clear? Next one, who will try? Phalam, Rukmini Mohan Prabhu.
Am I audible to you?
Yeah.
So Phalam, I'm also reading the book, Prabhuji. So
Yeah, you can tell from book.
so the grief which was there, it passes away as soon as he comes to this conclusion from the Shastras. So the as soon as he gets this knowledge, so the grief is no longer there.
Yes.
So that is the Phalam.
So how then the Veda is the purport of the?
As soon as he realizes, he finds out that there is another entity which is there, and he is
seeing that.
So the grief is gone away immediately.
That means when this Jiva comes to know the difference, and that means then what will happen? So that grief is going. So that's why Vita Shoka Ityadi Phalam. That means going grief is also Phalam, and knowing the difference is also Phalam actually. Ityadi is there. So that's why. Next. What about the Arthavadaha? Next linga is Arthavadaha. So Mataji, Radharani Mata. Arthavada means what I said. Whatever is glorified. So whatever thing is what so the glorified thing can be the purport.
Here, the glorification is about the Lord Isha.
Mahimanam. Isha is also said here as Mahimanam. So that means what? Ultimately, through the glorification, also what we are understanding. So one is Mahimanam, that means one is very glorious, another is not glorious. So one is full of controller, another is not at all controller. So from this actually, from this kind of glorification, which is done for the Isha, so he is also establishing the difference between the another entity and the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. So that's why here, so through Arthavada also, we can say the purport is of this section is the difference, because Mahimanam word, that means glorification, that means Ishvara is glorified in this section. Ishvara is glorified. That means another is not glorified. That means there is a difference. So that means through the glorification. So what we are trying to see here in this section, the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. Okay. Next, Upapatti. So next one is Upapatti. So Upapatti means what? So substantiating statements. Whatever is substantiated from that, that is known as Upapatti. So what is Upapatti here? Anyaha anashnan. Anyaha anashnan. This is the Upapatti. Upapatti means what? Can anyone explain?
Prabhuji, which line is this? Anya Anashnan.
This one is sixth. That means 4, 6. You can see Dva Suprana Sayuja Sakaya Samana Vriksham Parishvajate. Tayoranya Pipalam Swadu Atti Anashnan Anyaha. Anyaha Anashnan. You can see here. If you want, I can share in the screen.
Got it, Prabhuji.
Got it, not yes. This one. Atti here, Sandhi, if you do, I will be there. Anyas. Sorry, Anashnan Anyaha. Sorry. Anashnan Anyaha. This one. Anashnan Anyaha. Anyaha Anashnan. That means other is not eating and just looking. Upapatti. What is the example is given previously? Child example I gave. Football. Remember?
Yes, Prabhuji. If one
Tell
plays football, then his health will be good. He gave so many reasons to get that football. The child gave.
Yes. Child gives. That means he will be showing that getting football is through the various means getting football is important. And in the Our example actually in the Bhagavatam for Upapatti, what example we took? Bhayam Ditviya Biniveshita Syadishada Pretasya. This one we took. That means Jivatma from the beginningless, it is away from the Supreme Lord, so that's why it is caught by the Maya. And that entering into the dualities, and because of that, it is getting the fear. So now this Jivatma, if it wants to come out from the dualities and be free from the fear, it has to turn towards the Lord. That means it has to do the bhakti. So that's why he there. So going out, that means coming out from the fear is the goal. So for that, what is needed? Bhakti is needed. Yes, bhakti is the upapatti. Bhakti is the upapatti. So for what? For coming out from the fear. Bhakti is the upapatti, is a mean. Similarly here, here also you can see, to come out from the, so that means vitaraga, vita shokaha, to be free from the lamentation. So what is needed? What is needed? One should know the difference between this Ishvara and himself. So I am eating and he is not eating. And when that means asya mahimanam, that means there is just beside to me, there is a Paramatma, and he is completely free from so shoka, and he is great, he is controller, like that. So if this Jivatma is coming to know, that means it is turning towards it, then with shoka. That means this Jivatma should know difference between himself and Paramatma. If this Jivatma doesn't know that, and if Jivatma thinks himself as Ishvara and enjoying, then he will be always in the shoka only. So that's why knowing Veda is the upapatti actually, to come out from the fear, ashoka, lamentation. So that's why, so through upapatti also, we are understanding. So the purport of this section is Veda, Jiva Ishvara Bheda. Yeah, Rukmini Mohantu.
Puji, Upapatti has to be a scriptural statement or any statement?
Any statement. This you can apply for anywhere, any section. I mean, if you write an essay, so you can use this also. These means, these 6 techniques we can use anywhere actually to find conclusions of any essay. It's not that the only Shastra. If you write an essay, to find the conclusion of that essay also, you can use these 6 Tatparya Lingas to find the purport of that essay.
So Hare Krishna Prabhuji, in this case now 4.6 and 4.7 of Svetashvata Upanishad, applying these 6 limbs of the Tatparya Linga. So each of these linga,
it's not limbs, Prabhu.
These are different indicators.
Yeah, indicators.
So when we apply the particular what do you call the indicator of the, or the one of these different aspect of these lingas, the conclusions shows as per this particular verse statement, we should be identifying basically the difference, the bheda, because that's what is a conclusion, isn't it?
Yes.
So we should be able to go through the different words, the different words in this particular statement, which indicates bheda. So every single aspect of these 6 different indicators we apply should come to the point of showing us the Veda. Is that how we should apply this, Prabhu?
Actually, these 6 lingas, you sometimes you may not able to apply also. All 6 to 6. So sometimes it's not necessary. That means sometimes maybe you may be able to apply only few, maybe upakram upasamhara only. So, and sometimes you may be 3, 4. So that's why it's not necessary that everywhere these 6 lingas has to be there to find the purport of that. Not necessary.
So in these statements, the basic purpose of doing it is to find the Veda.
Yeah.
Is that how we should conclude, Prabhu?
Yes.
Any particular Shastric statement or anything that we apply on these 6 principles, either partly or fully, it should be able to indicate the difference.
Yes.
Establishing the duality or establishing the difference between the two,
Yes.
or coming to the point of understanding there exists two, like that.
Yeah. So yes, Prabhu. This section is whatever section you took, based upon that, purport will change. Sometimes maybe purport can be the bhakti. Sometimes purport may be the Krishna. So sometimes that means Krishna is Savishesha Brahma can be the purport. So that means
is it that can we also apply this with a particular kind of a motivation? Like, for example, with this example, I wanted to establish the jiva. So should I look at that as a purpose to establish the jiva as an enjoyer? Or should I also can take that there is a difference between the two, Ishvara and Brahman, and thereby I only look at the difference part of it. So is it to the particular person who's applying, he has a particular motive to look at it, and that's how he applies? No.
These indicators indicate that only the purport. Whatever your intention cannot be the purport. Then what is the use of these indicators?
Okay.
So
it is not
that means
I search out something and then I try to
no.
attribute that into this. No.
You should freely allow these indicators to indicate, and whatever they are indicating, that you should take it as a purport.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Last time you gave us a homework for this 6 lingas.
Yes.
And that in the Paramatma Sandarbha and Bhakti Sandarbha.
Yeah,
I had to read 30 pages for Anucheda 105. My head was going round and round. It was very hard to find the 6 lingas. So
in Paramatma Sandarbha, na?
Yes, Prabhuji, 30 pages.
You read it?
Yes.
And got it?
No. This example was much easier, which you just not took. Shvetasvatara Upanishad.
Yeah.
So
in Bhakti Sandarbha is there,
I couldn't find it.
Bhakti Sandarbha also is there.
So Bhakti Sandarbha, I went through, Prabhuji, you gave us Anucheda 114. It's just one page, like one page, at least in this book. I got like Abhyasa and Upapatti, and they gave one line on Bhakti. You said to prove Bhakti. So that was there.
Yes.
But on the other one, 105, I could not find.
Yeah. So Bhakti Sandarbha, we were proving, and that means the purport is Bhakti. And in the Paramatma Sandarbha, so what is that? Ishvara, na? Actually, Paramatma is the purport, I think. There. So yes. So Paramatma Sandarbha will study Mataji in future. And you learn that it's a very good book. One of the toughest Sandarbha out of 6. So, but at least you understood now this.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, based upon our exercise done in the second Anucheda, so Dvaitam is the thing established, and also according to the statements of Upanishad, we understood purport is Dvaitam, difference between Jiva and Ishvara. Okay, this is done. So what Purvapakshi is saying now, this is not Purvapakshi actually. Adhikarana is not started still. This is the before the Adhikarana we are. Purvapakshi is going to come in the when. One second, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Here, Purvapakshi is coming, sorry. Purvapakshi is always opposite to us. So what they say, Purvapakshi will say? What is their answer? According to them, the conclusion of all the Upanishads is Advaitam. Advaitam is their answer. So next line, Prabhu. Nanu falavatyajnate arte shastra tatparyat tadrusham advaitam tasya gocharaha vaifalyaat ज्ञातत्वाच्च द्वैतम न तद्गोचरः किंतु अनुद्यमानम एव तद इति चेत मैवम. Tell me. What Purvapakshi is saying? English.
That every Shastra, object of every Shastra is to teach something which is not known. Knowledge of which leads to some great result. Should I read the whole paragraph?
Yes.
Therefore, the Shastra teaches the unity of Jiva and Brahman. For what was the necessity of teaching that the Jiva and Brahman are two separate beings when everyone knows it by his ordinary consciousness, and such a knowledge is of no great use. Therefore, Advaita, or the ideal monism, is the real doctrine taught in the Shastra and not theism or Dvaita. Therefore, the verses that describe the difference between the Jiva and Brahman are merely the reassertion of a well-known popular fact and not a teaching of something rare and unknown.
Yes. It's clear?
No, Prabhuji, I don't understand Purvapakshi's object. Dvaita is more clear.
See, this is opponent. What opponent is saying? Let me try actually. Even if you understand these two lines, it is successful actually. This class is successful. It's not difficult, but just I'm trying to explain. Falavati agnate arte shastra tatparyat tadrusham advaitam tasya gocharaha. What it means? Nanu means Purvapakshi should understand anytime. Falavati agnate arte shastra tatparyat. That means Shastra Tatparya means conclusion of the Shastra or the purport of the Shastra. Sorry, purport I should write. The purport of Shastra is what? Is the object which possesses result. Falavati. Falavati Arte. Artha means object which possess the result. So that kind of object, that object is nothing but possessing the result. Like Krishna is the object who possesses the result. Result means what? Bliss, prema, bliss, ananda. Okay. Conclusion of Shastra is the object which possesses result. And also that is what? Unknown, ajnata. Yes or no? That means the purport of Shastra should be what? Should be an object which possesses the result, and also that is unknown. A known thing can be the purport of the Shastra. Known thing can be the purport of the Shastra. Known thing is what? First of all, tell me what is known thing. Chawal khana, roti,
Sense
roti,
gratification.
roti, sabji, dal. ये सभी known. Can it be the purport of the Shastra?
No.
That means rice. So imli rice. Anything in the range of sense gratification here. So that means which is directly available to the senses. So there are known means which are directly accessible to the senses. And that sense objects, they also possess happiness or not? Rasagulla is possessing happiness or not? In that Rasagulla, happiness is there. Will you get that? Then you should get by eating stone also the happiness. Because both are different. What is the difference between these two objects? One is possessing the happiness, another is possessing the pain. So when you grasp it, then you take it onto your tongue, then so when you keep that mud or stone, then you'll be feeling that means some kind of distaste, and you are unhappy. It's carrying the unhappiness. That's why what kind of object can be the purport of the Shastra? The object which possesses the result, ultimate result you should take. That's a bliss. And also it should be unknown. It's beyond the senses. Anything under the range of the senses, it cannot be. Then you don't need for that Shastras. Shastra, something you should talk which is unknown, which is beyond the senses. Yes, this is clear. Everyone accept this. So then Purvapakshi is saying that means for this everyone will accept. Everyone will accept this is a fact. The purport of these scriptures should be the object which is having the result, which is possessing the result, and unknown. Then what is unknown? What is that unknown object? That should be the Advaitam. Dvaitam is known. Seeing these two objects as differently is very common or not? Very common or not? So seeing these two as one is very uncommon, which is very difficult, impossible by these senses. Until unless Shastra is not telling Ramakrishna Prabhu how to surpass this duality, Jnanis, what they do?
Yes, Prabhuji. So for the way how the Gyanis interpret, is that how you're asking the question?
No, how they surpass these dualities. What I am saying, seeing the difference, that means Dvaitam is very common or not?
Yes, it is common.
Can it be unknown? Can it be Agnata?
No, it is known, very well known. It is Gnata.
It's very well known. So, but that's why what Purupakshi is saying, so unknown thing, what is that unknown thing?
That they are
Advaitam can
common,
be
they
the
are
unknown.
same.
Same. Seeing these two as the one, that is really Advaitam. That is really unknown. But seeing these two as different is very known. So that's why Dvaitam cannot be the conclusion or the purport of these shastras, because that is very commonly prevailing in everywhere. So just I'm asking as an extra point here, just how Jnanis, so they see the unknown, that is, they see the Advaitam. They has to see Advaitam, otherwise they will be always in this dualities only. For that, what they do?
They stop that Vrittis Prabhusi.
I faintly
They went to they approach spiritual master.
They approach Guru. They read the scriptures. That means Shruti,
and Anumana and Guru.
Logic.
Shruti, Guru, and logic.
Yeah, that is the point actually. Shastra is telling about what? Advaitam. They are learning that Advaitam from the Guru. So for that they are using logic also. So that's why from this we are clearly understanding Advaitam is the unknown thing which is taught by the Shastra. And that's why Jnanis, they are learning that Advaitam from the Shastra under the bona fide Guru, and finally they are seeing everything as one. Advitiyam Brahma. Brahman is only one. And we are now but seeing the many because of influence of Maya, which is illusion. And so that's why to come out from this illusion, one should faithfully serve the Guru. So, and learn the Shrutis from Upanishads. Shruti means here you should take Upanishads. And so use the logic for that. And finally, so we can get the Advaitam. So Purupakshi statement is very nice or not? That means unknown object. What is that unknown object? That can be the
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, but in the previous statement, they were not accepting the differentiation between Jiva and Ishvara, right? So they're furthering the statement using Jiva and Brahman. How can they make it like, oh, this Dvaita, it's already known. If they're saying Brahman is Jiva, this is confusing.
Can you come again, Mataji? Once again, can you ask
the previous one in the previous Adhikarana, they were not accepting that Brahman is Ishvara, which was established. They are with the premise that Brahman is Jiva. So how are they using now the point of Dvaita is known in this world, Jiva and Brahman? Then that means they're accepting Ishvara. They've accepted Ishvara. Brahman is Ishvara.
They accept Ishvara.
Okay, so now they have accepted the Ishvara. Now they're coming to further argument, you mean?
Purupakshi, they accept Ishvara, which is very common. Ishvara is also a man like you and me. And so Jiva and Ishvara both are there. Those are very common. But this is not the reality. Ishvara is also Brahman. Jiva is also Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Nene, unmute it.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Just I will remove your confusion. Tell me, what is the previous in Adhikarana you are learning? Purupakshi, what they are saying? They are saying that according to them, Jiva, Ishvara, everything is Brahman.
It's Brahman.
Yes.
No, according to them, Jiva is Brahman. The Ishvara one is what Srila Vyasadeva established, right?
According to them, Jiva, Ishvara,
That Bhuma and
everything is one.
oh my God. Okay. Okay.
That is the
Ishvara
point.
is
Na?
also included. Okay.
Ishvara is also, according to them, Ishvara is also some powerful living entity only. That is some powerful Jiva. That is powerful. That is Maya Vachana Chaitanyam. And this is a Antakarana Vachana Chaitanya. So the both are, that means reflections only. Jiva is also reflection, Maya is also reflection. One is reflecting on the sum total and another is reflecting on the part of that. So ultimately both are, so Brahman only. I said na. So Brahman is reflecting on the Maya is known as Ishvara. Brahman is reflecting on the Antakarana is known as Jiva. So ultimately this Jiva Ishvara is nothing but what? They are temporary. So they are not there. So ultimately
Become
that
Brahman.
is Brahman.
Okay. So Jiva is the word Jiva here, they've used with, along with. So Jiva here is Jiva plus Ishvara. Okay,
Yeah.
so Brahman is highest. Okay.
So yes, they say that means Jiva is equal to Ishvara is equal to Brahman. But we are saying that that is not Jiva, that is Ishvara, that Brahman is Ishvara, means you are separating, but they are clubbing. If you don't reject them and if you say it can be Ishvara also, if you say, then they are also ready to okay, to accept. But you rejected that. Rejected what? Rejected Brahman as Jiva. And you establish Brahman can be only Ishvara. That means you are seeing the difference between these two, Ishvara and Jiva and Brahman. But they are not seeing. Got it, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I'm just not getting their viewpoint. It's, okay, I'm not getting the viewpoint of oneness. But I got your example of Brahman as reflecting as Maya, like Ishvara, and then as Jiva.
Okay.
Krishna Prabhuji,
Ah.
this aspect, just to further reiterate with your own example, you're saying that the Brahman, when it reflects on the totality, it is Ishvara. And when it only reflects within the Antakarana, that
portion.
is the senses,
some portion, yeah,
then it is Jiva. Is that
yes.
how we understand?
Yes.
So this reflection, in the sense, like when they analyze it, what consists this entire existence, and thereby
Maya. Entire they call it as Maya.
Maya.
So one product of the Maya is Antakarana.
Okay. And that Antakarana is, in their terms, the reflection of the Brahman who acts like Jiva. Is that how they say that? Or who is acting like Jiva?
1 second, bro. I will come with my diagram.
Yes.
This is what? This is Brahman.
We cannot see the screen.
Acha. Thanks, bro. So this is Brahman. Okay. And this is Maya. And this Brahman is reflecting on this Maya. So reflecting this Maya and reflecting on the, this is known as what now? Then this is Ishvara. And this Maya is having the various products, Antakaranas. This Brahman can reflect on this also. this. Then this reflection is known as Jiva. Okay, this is known as Pratibimbavada. What do we say this? This is Pratibimbavada. So, according to them, what? When this Jivatma, this is Jiva. Okay, when this Jiva get the Brahma Gnanam, that means comes to know about this, then what will happen? Like this Jivatma, like all these Jivatmas, Aneka Jivavada also is there. Many types are there in this. They're all Jivas. When all these Jivas come to know that there is no Brahman, then there is no need of Maya. That means this Maya, whatever this Maya is there, this Maya is not a permanent thing. Because of this Jivatma's ignorance, this Maya is created. And that Maya's product is this Antakarana. There is a looping is there. That means some kind of error is there, loophole in the philosophy, but they accept like this. So what they are saying, this is Jivatma. Because of this Jivatma's ignorance of this Brahman, so that's why it is seeing the Maya. And that Maya's product is Antakaranam. On that Antakaranam, this Brahman is reflecting. So when this Jivatma get knowledge about this Brahman, like this all Jivatmas get the knowledge about the Brahman, then what will happen? Why Maya is there? Because of the ignorance of Brahman. Ignorance of Brahman. Ignorance about the Brahman. The Jivatma is not knowing the Brahman. Ignorance means this Jivatma is not able to see or knowing this Brahman. And because of that reason only, this Maya is there. That means Jiva avidya krutam Maya. Jiva avidya kruta Maya. Jiv ki avidya se ban gaya. Kya Maya? Avidya mane अज्ञान. Jiva अज्ञान कृता और अविद्या कृता. जीवा अज्ञान ले लीजिए. अज्ञान किसकी प्रति अज्ञान? ब्रह्म की प्रति. हिंदी ओके? हिंदी समझ पाते हैं क्या आप? ये इंग्लिश में क्या बोलना है समझ में नहीं. So this Jivatma is unable to know Brahman, is ignorant of Brahman. This Jivatma is ignorant of Brahman. Because of that ignorance, Maya is there. When like all these Jivatmas are able to know Brahman, then Maya is finished. And there is no Maya, there is no Ishvara, nothing. Then what is there? Only Brahman. So that means according to them, this reflection is what? Is Brahman only, na? It's due to Brahman only. Jivatma is temporary. For us, what? Jivatma is permanent particle. For them, it is just a reflection. For us, Jivatma is a permanent particle. For them, it is just a reflection. So that's why Aham Brahmasmi. Because of you are ignorant of the Brahman, that's why you are thinking yourself as body. Now, when you came to know yourself as Brahman, then this ignorance is gone, Maya is gone, then that you is Brahman only. Aham Brahmasmi. So that's why based upon this ground, they are saying Brahman is Jiva. Even this Ishvara also, this is Ishvara, na? This is total Maya, and that this Ishvara. This Ishvara also come to know. He is also in the control of Maya. Due to Maya, he is there. That's why Mayavada philosophy also we can say. And if we also come to know that I am not Ishvara, I am, that means this Upadhi, I am Brahman, if he also comes to know, then everything is also like this Jivatmas, everyone should come to know at one time. Then what will happen? Complete Maya finished. Among all Jivas, even one Jiva is having the ignorance about the Brahman, then Maya still exists. So that's why according to Advaitavadis, when they will get the permanent liberation, when all the Jivas in this whole universe got delivered. वो सभी आपको जरूरत नहीं है, अभी बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे.
This is too much, Prabhuji. I'm just wondering, then they don't have the concept of hell, right? The punishment. Like you can do whatever you want.
No, punishment will be there.
But then if we are reflection, Jiva is reflection, there is no concept of when you die, then there is no concept of hell.
Jiva is reflection, but this Antakarana will be there, na? This Antakarana is finished when Maya is finished. So then the reflection also will be there. You're understanding? Antakarana, like our Antakarana is carrying the Atma or not? Huh? Manasastani indriyani prakrutistani karshati. What Bhagavad Gita Krishna is saying. This Antakarana, that means the 6 senses, mind and the all 5 subtle senses all together, going from one body to one, they're leading physical body and going to the another body along with the Atma. So here they say Atma means reflection. So then this Antakarana leave this body, earth body, that means on this earth planet, and it will, if it is doing sin, then it will go to this Antakarana will go to the hell. That means Yatana Sarira. It will go and enter into the Yatana Sarira. But this reflection anyway will be there. Antakarana till the time it is there, then reflection will be there or not? Because Brahman is everywhere. Brahman is there, na? Then Antakarana, if it is going from this, let us consider this is the earth planet. And now this Antakarana moved from here, earth planet, to here. That means enter into the Yatana Sarira. Hellish body. Anyway, Antakarana, Brahman is reflecting on this or not? Wherever it moves, reflection will be there.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I think your screen sharing is probably stuck or something. We are not able to see further things. Did you draw something else after this?
No problem. This is okay. Cursor is moving.
No, I'm not able to see that very clearly.
Cursor is not moving.
We just only see that rectangle that you have drawn as Maya, and one circle above is Brahman.
Now it's moving.
Yeah.
It is now. Now, my cursor, you are able to see this. This.
Yeah.
Yes,
lines.
Some lines I'm able to see, which you are putting it from your pen or something.
Yes.
Prabhu,
So this.
Just I wanted to understand this for my clarity. These two objects, which we are trying to say Brahman and then Maya. So this is from the Advaitin's point of view,
Yes.
that this material world is a reflection of Brahman on
Yes.
on
Maya.
this Maya, which is the world in which all these different tattvas such as Bhumi, Rapo and Loyo is all existing. So,
Yes.
or the Prakriti in that perspective to say. And also it has the other Antakarana, which are called as the senses. And these senses are reflections of the Brahma, and that reflections appear as Jiva. Is that how they say?
No. On this, this Antakarana is comprised of the what? So Mana Buddhi Ahankara. Yes,
So they are elements, isn't it?
they are elements. On
Yes.
that, this Brahman is reflecting.
So the gross reflection is on the gross elements, and there is a subtle reflection on the subtle elements. Is that how we should differentiate between these two?
There is no another reflection, Prabhu. Only one reflection only.
No, we are talking of the Ishvara also has a reflection there on the Maya. So what is that reflection?
So this total Maya and this total energy. Maya means energy. On the
Okay.
total energy, he is the Brahman is reflecting. That means then he is the controller of
Maya.
Maya. That means he is possessing everything.
Okay.
So that's why their Ishvara is also like our Ishvara.
Okay. So in this case, the
But
Brahman,
only thing is,
the Brahman
tell.
in its spiritual existence and the Brahman in the material realm. So
is Ishvara.
in the material realm, because his control is over the entire created creation, which is called as the Maya. So
Yes.
he still exists in the material realm as Ishvara.
Yes.
And then the ingredients of the Maya, which is also having the different senses and the mind.
Yes.
So that is called as Antakarana. And on the Antakarana, there is a reflection of the Brahman.
Yeah.
And that Antakarana, carries the Jiva who are like Ishvara in a minuscule Ishvara. Is that how they talk about that?
Prabhu, if you move the Antakarana here to here also, but this will be there in a reflection.
No. I mean, I just want to understand the reflection aspect of the Jiva's formation within the material realm, according to them. So when we say that on the Antakarana there is a reflection, that means the spiritual superior nature of the Brahman, when that potency is on the subtle elements, does that subtle element become Ishvara? Just like, for example, on the material realm, the reflection of the Brahman became Ishvara in their concept.
Yes.
So what is that concept which defines Jiva for them?
Antakarana, that means Manabuddhi Ahankara.
So only that particular part of the Maya, instead of the entirety of Maya, only the subtle senses on which when the Brahman reflects, then that is what they call it as Jiva.
Yes.
Because the Jiva possesses these Antakarana. Is that the reason?
Yes. So Maya comprised of the total of the mind, totality of the intelligence, so totality of the Ahankara, totality of the Chitta. Maya comprised of totality. So then that many portions, divide those. And that means this much, some amount of that means mind, intelligence, like for us, in Jiva means we ourselves. So we are. So in for us, in everyone's, yesterday in the today's class also I was saying. So we are also having the portion of the intelligence. All 23 elements are there or not in this Vesti Purusha. In the Virat also everything is there. And in this also,
So
that means
in the variegated manifestations of the creation, which are the living entities. So those living entities are the reflection of the same Brahman on the ingredients or on the subtle elements of the Maya, and thereby they exist as Jivas.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. That's
yeah. So Mataji, Kirtida Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, very clear their point and amazing point.
But when you go to Sarga to from the Earth planet to Naraka, what will happen? Tell me. So Antakarana will be same.
Antakarana, which is being punished.
Antakarana will be the same, but gross body will be changing. That's all.
Yes, Prabhu, this is clear. The reflections do not change or transform itself into Brahman till the time these reflections have established a relation directly with the Brahman. So when that relation is established, then their ignorance is lost, so they don't see themselves as reflections, but they see directly themselves as Brahman.
That means that is not an entity. That is nothing but Brahman only.
Exactly. So they see that uniqueness, that the Brahman in the material realm is just a reflection as individual jivas. When the very source of reflection, when the object of reflection is removed, then there is no question of reflection existing. They actually realize themselves to be Brahman.
Yeah, that is a moksha.
Okay, fine. What a beautiful theory. I think I should become them.
It's a very, very powerful theory.
Powerful, but the question of individuality then does not exist. It becomes like everyone merges and there is no individuality. So there is no question of separate liberation. Everything has to be done together.
There is no individuality. It's one only. But for us, what? So this is Brahman, and these are all. That means all these living entities. So they are going and entering into this. This kind of thing will not be there in them. You're understanding? We are going and merging. In the according to the Advaitins, moksha means, is there any merging? No merging. Yes?
The merging happens only when there is duality. Someone has to go and merge into someone. When they say that there is no duality existing, you just become the same. That's their conception.
That is their conception actually. If they accept going and merging and becoming one, then duality they should accept. So that's why they don't want to accept our Brahma Sahajya.
So they simply, they simply, what you call, put their statements on the different kinds of reflection, like what one of these which you said as a pratibimba. So other different kinds of reflection of the same Brahman according to consciousness or according to different elementary dispositions. That's what they actually put forward.
Yes. And Amrit Prabhu, you got? चले गए क्या? Amrit Prabhu left.
No, Prabhu. I'm here, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Clear. Clear, Prabhu. Thank you.
Now, next step is what? Actually, Mataji, your question is what they were saying in the second Adhikarana. Actually, reality, according to the real platform, Jivatma is nothing but Brahman only. It is Brahman only. Because of ignorance, but it is thinking itself as separate. So that's why, according to their point, Jiva is nothing but Jiva only Brahman. And Ishvara is also, that is this reflection only, na? This is also, that is also Brahman only. So that is their point. But what we established in that Adhikarana, a Brahman is not Jiva. Brahman is only Ishvara, you said. That means you are showing the difference between the Ishvara and Jiva. But what they say, we are not just saying that Brahman is Ishvara. We are saying Brahman is not Jiva, but Ishvara. If you say Brahman is Ishvara, this much only, and then they ask, Brahman is Jiva also, na? Then if you say yes, then they say yes, okay, fine. But what you are saying in the second Adhikarana, Brahman, so is not Jiva actually. Jiva cannot be Brahman. Ishvara only can be the Brahman. Okay, that is the previous Adhikarana. Okay.
Prabhuji, I like the way yourself and the Prabhuji who is explaining very calmly. I'm getting angry listening to this because it's nonsense.
What is it? Very. I didn't get actually.
I said, Prabhuji, I like the way you both were explaining things very calmly. Hearing this is making me angry.
Acha. Okay. So next, what? What they are saying? Purupaksh, what is saying? Now we come to the English line. That English, whatever Mataji you read, so you try to understand from there. So what they are saying, Purupakshi. So the conclusion, the purport of all the scriptures is what? The object which has the result. And also it should be unknown thing. It's not a common thing. It's very unknown. So what is common? Difference is common. And what is uncommon and unknown? That is the Advaitam, that is non-difference. So that's why what they say, Purupakshi is saying here. So scriptures tell about all the time unknown object only. Known object it will never promote or it will never say. Further scriptures are not needed. Our senses are enough. So that's why scriptures are not needed. So scriptures, whatever they establish, that should be the unknown thing. So unknown thing is in this middle world is what? Seeing everything as one. Everything as one, that is Brahman. So that's why Advaitam is the unknown thing. So that's why Advaitam is only the purport of scriptures, they are saying.
So
Second
Hare
argument
Krishna.
they brought now. A very
So-
powerful argument this is.
So Hare Krishna Prabhu. So let me understand from this point. Their
Yeah.
authority of accepting the scriptures when they talk of oneness must be established by the scriptures. So they do also take the Upanishads and they also say that the Upanishad is Apaurushaya and it must be revealed. So do they also accept the same authority as what we those who are the personalists also accept, or they establish a different line of authority first and foremost thing?
No, they also accept what scriptures we are accepting. Upanishads they are also accepting, we are also accepting.
Okay, and so they try to tend to only bring about those kind of the meaning from the Shastras which establish oneness and which where they reject the difference, the duality. Is that how they actually try to put forward their statements?
Yeah. So we did just before this Purupakshi, we took the Svetasura Upanishad 4.6 and 4.7. So we established the difference based upon the Upanishads. And they are saying that no, this cannot be possible. So if you ask to them about this Upanishad, Svetasura Upanishad, then they give the different meaning actually. Hey, this Upanishad is speaking about, this section of this Upanishad is speaking about the Ishvara and Jiva, what you see in this material world. You're understanding? They give itna aasan nahi. It's not so easy to defeat them. So they say, if you ask them about our Svetasura Upanishad, they say that so that anyaha atti anyaha abhichakashiti. That means one is eating and another is so looking. They say that looking one is this and eating one is this. So gaya aapka.
So every scriptural and conclusions or the understanding or the indications, they apply it only for the material realm. and
Where-
thereby
where-
they try to balance.
Yeah, wherever there is a difference is there, they say it's material world. Wherever there is oneness is there, they say that is reality.
Very, very tricky fellows. What kind of jivas these people should be, bro? This is what I'm really wondering about.
They also say to us, what kind of these ignorant people they are thinking? These are ignorant people. They are in the Maya actually. They want to practice
So
Dvaitam,
the
which is
principle
already
of
available.
Who is crazy?
So yeah. So anyway, this is Mayavadi Bhashya Sunle. Bhakti Sarvanash. So, so that's why very logically they take you actually every aspect very logically, precisely.
Yeah.
But still we can break it. It's not an impossible thing. There is a little alertness is there, then also they will break us and we can also break that. It is never ending actually. And we will see tomorrow we'll discuss.
So in the final conclusion, they are also the same energy of the Lord, and they oppose the right side of the the Vamapanktis of the Lord's perspective.
But Vampanktis, no. We cannot call them as Vampanktis. These are all not Vampanktis. Because these are Vampanktis, they don't reject the presence of the Lord. Because these people, Nana Prabhu, these Advaitavadis, they cannot go to the Brahman also because they are rejecting the Ishvara. So these are all, these people are meant for going to hell. What are the Sankarite followers, Sankaracharya followers, Sankarites? They will go to the hell only. They will never get the Brahman because they are offending the Lord actually. They are rejecting the Lord. They are saying that Lord is also Mayavachana Chaitanya. So that's why. So these not leftists are different actually, whom we discussed in the Bhagavatam. They are Brahmavadis actually, not the Advaitavadis. So difference is there between them and these Advaitavadis. Here Purvapakshi is Advaitavadi. So not the Brahmavadi. So we'll discuss this in the coming classes. This Advaitavadis, since they are rejecting the Krishna, so they never get the even Brahman realization also. Because to get the Brahman realization, you need bhakti, and they are doing the offense towards the Lord. Then bhakti is going to destroy this. That means that because they are not doing the sufficient bhakti, they are doing very less bhakti. With that bhakti, their offense cannot be destroyed. So when there is offense is there, then they cannot go back. This is a problem. So they cannot get liberation. But how we can get satisfaction for us? Are Prabhu, one may say, why don't we take their philosophy? That is maybe true, Advaitis. And ours is really wrong. No, ours cannot be wrong because of Srimad Bhagavatam. The ways as Jiva Goswami established in Tattva Sandarbha Srimad Bhagavatam as the highest scripture. So in front of that, everything is finished actually. All the other pramanas are out. So that's why it's very important to know the Tattva Sandarbha, how the Bhagavatam is established. That procedure, if you understand through Sarva Samvadini, then it is really a solid actually. A solid way of establishing the Bhagavatam. Anyway.
Prabhuji, sorry, before you end, just a comment. Is it true that Shankaracharya, he did not comment on every sutra of Vedanta Sutra? Like he skipped a lot of sutras which the Mayavads refer to?
No, he commented on every sutra, but what he did actually, so some sutras are establishing the Advaitam, so he took that as a Purvapakshi sutra. It's not the Siddhanta Paksha Sutra. That thing, twisting can be done. He did the twisting. But Shankaracharya didn't comment on the Bhagavatam, which is the ultimate scripture, because Vasudev wrote Srimad Bhagavatam after writing the Vedanta Sutras. You're understanding? So that's why Vedanta, by writing Vedanta Sutras also, Vasudev's heart was not happy. There is a despondency in his heart. So because of this unsatisfaction, so that's why Narada suggested him to write the Bhagavatam. Then he became happy. Means then which is superior. So Bhagavatam is the highest Praman. So then Bhagavatam so is clearly establishing the Dvaitam. We have many proofs.
So these Advaitins also attribute the bhakti as some kind of a sentimentalism. Bhakti
they take as a sadhana just to get the, so that means antya vritti, that means final vritti. So to make the antakarana into goodness, to bring into the goodness, they do that. They also do bhakti. Mataji, kya kha rahi? She's eating her tablet.
Nanna Prabhuji.
ఏంటి తింటున్నారు?
తింటలేదు ప్రభుజీ, వాటర్ తీసుకుంటున్నాను.
అచ్చా. ఓకే ప్రభు, విల్ మీట్. హరే కృష్ణ.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
వాంఛాకల్పతరుభ్యశ్చ కృపా సింధుభ్యో చ పతితానాం పావనేభ్యో వైష్ణవేభ్యో నమో నమః. అనంత కోటి వైష్ణవ భక్తవృంద కీ జై, శ్రీల ప్రభుపాద కీ జై. సాయి గౌర్ ప్రేమానంద.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ, ధన్యవాదాలు.